Hello, dear fans, friends, and subscribers. This is your host Ram, welcoming you to your daily edition of the Cricket Happening Show. On this Cricket Happening Show, what I have in store for you is that the World Cup squads have been announced by two teams. One is India, who have announced their World Cup squad, which does not include the wicketkeeper, the very aggressive wicketkeeper batsman Rishabh Pant. And as far as Australia are concerned, they have also named their World Cup, and definitely sees the comeback of David Warner and Stephen Smith back into the Australian squad, which was expected. And the other thing is that we look at the IPL, where there was an exciting match that was played between Mumbai Indians and Royal Challengers Bangalore, with only 24 runs to get of the last two overs. Hardik Pandya smacks Negi for uh, for the for the whatever the amount of runs in that same over, to see to it that the 20th over was not required. And Hardik Pandya absolutely, he's someone who is a brilliant all-rounder, as we all know, and he was the one who did the trick. And Mumbai Indians won against the Royal Challengers Bangalore by 5 wickets. So Royal Challengers Bangalore are not doing anything good for themselves now, because they have been languishing a long time, and then they got their first win, as you know, on a Sunday. But now it's time to really pull up their socks. Well, so these are the three things that we are going to talk about today. But first, I'm going to head off. As you know, World Cup is something that everyone is eagerly looking forward to, as far as this particular 2019 is concerned, the World Cup 2019 in England. So let's have a look at the squad that has been selected. Now, the squad: Virat Kohli will captain the side, Rohit Sharma would be the vice captain, Shikhar Dhawan. Now, KL Rahul, as you know, he had been struggling, and there was a big question mark on him. But I think basically because of his very good IPL performances, he has really clinched that spot, which is good to know. Now, Vijay Shankar was someone which I was always expecting, because he's a multifaceted all-rounder who can bat, who can bowl, who can field. And what one has seen from Vijay Shankar is that he's a very quick adapter to any condition. So I'm sure on English conditions too, he would be adapting himself. And basically, Vijay Shankar is someone, if the chips are down, he can rally the team, and besides, he can also play a very sort of an aggressive innings if you need be, in the death over. So he's such a type of player. This is a multifaceted, according to me. And so I think it's a very good choice that Vijay Shankar, with all his performance, with his consistent performances, has knocked on the doors of the Indian squad, and he has clinched it. So I'm happy for him. So Vijay Shankar will be taking part in the first ever World Cup in his career, which is come very quickly for him. And Vijay Shankar, another thing about Vijay Shankar, is a brilliant fielder in the outfield, or in any place that you can keep him. He's a real athlete as far as fielding is concerned. So that is one thing. Now, Mahendra Singh Dhoni, as you know, so definitely Mahendra Singh Dhoni is definitely playing his swan song World Cup, no doubt about that. And then they have Kedar Jadhav, who is another one, is dibbly dobbly's bowling that he has, which can really have the batsman in a spin, and give them a sort of a false notion that they can really put this bowler out of the park. But he's not to be. He bowls in a very flat trajectory, and it's not easy to pick him. Now, this is very interesting. Now, one was wondering whether Rishabh Pant would be making the cut, and I was probably expecting Rishabh Pant to come in, but the selectors, or the think tank, the Indian think tank, has really sat down on it, mulled over it, and finally they have come to the decision that Dinesh Karthik, who has always shown that he's a very good finisher, one would always remember that match against Bangladesh when he looted runs of the final over. So Dinesh Karthik is a good finisher, and he has been scoring very well, as we all know. And one could say that Dinesh Karthik has clinched that spot purely on his wicket keeping performances, according to me, because his wicket keeping is definitely much better than Rishabh Pant, because Rishabh Pant, as you know, he's still learning the tricks of trade, one could say. So, but they have gone for Dinesh Karthik. So it's very sad to see that Rishabh Pant has not made the cut to the Indian squad. One would have probably expected that. I really wish him good luck, but I'm sure that Rishabh Pant is someone who is definitely, I can say right away that he will be a certainty for the next World Cup. But I know that it's too far. But my commiserations to Rishabh Pant that he has not made the squad. But don't lose heart, Mr. Pant. You are such a person. You are such a valuable member of the team, and I'm sure I mean, one is definitely going to see your name in the World Cup. But before that, you're going to really prove something to the Indian selectors for sure. So Rishabh Pant, unfortunately, at this time has missed out. As far as and also the one more man to miss out was Ambati Rayudu. Now, Ambati Rayudu was probably a certainty before the IPL, and also Virat Kohli, the Indian captain, was always saying that Ambati Rayudu is someone is a certainty, and especially considering the fact that IPL performances were not taken into consideration. One would have expected Ambati Rayudu, but Ambati Rayudu has been left out. Now, that is something that, as I said, there's a lot of healthy competition. It's not easy. And what India has done is they have gone with, they have brought one more spinner into the mix. Ravindra Jadeja has got his chance here. Now, Ravindra Jadeja is another all-rounder, so we need a lot of all-rounders as well. So Ravindra Jadeja is one, and his spin bowling will also be very handy. And we all know what a wonderful fielder he is. And as far as the other spinners are concerned, well, it was expected to be that Yuzvendra Chahal and Kuldeep Yadav would definitely clinch the spot, as they have been the spin twins for India as far as limited overs versions or T20s are concerned. And then the pace bowling will consist, well, let's not forget about Hardik Pandya today, who scored, as I said, got that win against the Royal Challengers Bangalore. Hardik Pandya is absolutely a sort of a really dynamic packet for India. And so Hardik Pandya is someone who really brings a lot of dynamism to the team here with his exploits with both bat, ball, and in the field. And as far as the bowling, the pace bowling department is concerned, is Jasprit Bumrah, Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, and Mohammad Shami. So there's no Ishan Sharma there. So Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, Jasprit Bumrah, and Mohammad Shami have clinched their spots. So I think that the team composition looks pretty good. The batting is finely looking finely balanced. There's a lot of all-rounders in the mix as well. They have not a lot of all-rounders, a few all-rounders. One could say Vijay Shankar and Hardik Pandya would be termed as genuine all-rounders, and then they have Bhuvanesh. And I think Vijay Shankar's bowling in English conditions would be something which would be really good to look at. I think that would really suit him. So I'm very happy for that as well. And also, other than that, well, dear friends, as I said, it's very sad that Rishabh Pant and Ambati Rayudu could not get in. As I said, it's healthy competition. It's not easy to get into the Indian team, but as I said, for the time being, it is that is the case. This is the squad that has been selected, and well, I feel it has a good blend of batsmen, bowlers, good all-rounders, a good pace attack. They have some very good spinners in the mix. So all in all, I think it's a good selection. But that's how it goes. Now the next thing that you're going to look at is the Australian squad has been picked up for the World Cup, and everyone were eager to see whether Smith and Warner would definitely be in. And definitely, I mean, there was absolutely no doubt about it that Smith and Warner were definitely going to make it. So this is sort of a news that they would be very happy to know that Smith and Warner would be back in Australian colours in the World Cup, and that's a sort of a big thing that to happen for Australia. And as you know, Stephen Smith, and everyone has seen David Warner, the way he has been playing in the IPL, as to say that what Australia have missed from David Warner. Such an important member of the team, David Warner. And Stephen Smith, as you all know, another classic player, and he is also someone who brings a lot to this team. There's no doubt about it. Now, what has happened because of Smith and Warner coming in, Hanscom has lost his spot in the side. I understand that it is a bit tough to see because Hanscom was really getting into grips with things. He was doing very well in the limited overs versions. He was also showing his class, and he was also showing how he could play some aggressive cricket as well. And he was a sort of a glue around which the Australian team was revolving. And well, so he has definitely lost his place in the squad. And Josh Hazlewood, with his injuries that he has been having, the Australia have decided that he also won't be taken for the World Cup. So Josh Hazlewood, I think, has missed the World Cup. Ashton Turner does not find a place. Ashton Turner, who played well in India, now has come to the IPL as well. One thought that probably they still want to really have a good look at him because he has not played a lot of opposition, I would say. He only played against India or Pakistan, I would say. So that is something still that on the Aussies selectors still need to look at, which is quite understandable. So and these are the things that we are, and I'm also trying to see is there any other omissions as far as the Australian team is concerned. So Josh Hazlewood is the sort of has come as a bit of a surprise, but as I said, he has been carrying a lot of injuries, and Kane Richardson is also is also missed out on the trip to the World Cup. Now let's have a look at the squad in general, the Australian squad, and see what really has been the whole composition of the squad. So Arun Finch will captain the squad in the World Cup. As you know, definitely Stephen Smith would have been expected, but after what happened, one can really understand that Arun Finch will captain the team. Arun Finch is in good form. He has really was struggling, but he has really got his place, and now he would be the one who will be captaining the Australian squad in the World Cup. David Warner and Stephen Smith, as I already spoken about. Usman Khwaja has got the newfound confidence, and he has shown that he belongs to this one-day arena, and the one-day arena, because with his exploits against India, where he scored, I think it was 2 centuries, and Usman Khwaja has really adapted very well, and he's someone who can really hold the innings together for the Aussies, and that is it is precisely needed. And Sean Marsh has got his place. Glenn Maxwell, Sean Marsh, probably for his experience, they've decided to plump for him. Glenn Maxwell is someone who has really turned it on, as we all know. Marcus Stoinis is another very solid all-rounder, and Alex Carey is getting an opportunity for his first World Cup. Alex Carey is the wicketkeeper batsman, so he gets his opportunity. Then they have Pat Cummins, who's a much improved bowler, and one is really expecting Pat Cummins to do a lot of hard work in the World Cup. Mitchell Stark gets in, so Mitchell Stark and Cummins would operate with the new cherry. And Jai Richardson, this young kid on the block, who the other day got a very serious injury, but thank God, Jai Richardson has been selected. Jai Richardson has passed the test, fitness test, and into the squad. I'm very happy to see that. Jai is a very exciting young prospect, Jai Richardson. And then they have Nathan Coulter-Nile, who is a very handy all-rounder to have, especially coming in the lower order in the batting. He can crack a few runs as well. And the good thing is that Jason Behrendorff, the left-arm seamer, has clinched the spot. Now that has come as a bit of a surprise, but I'm very happy to see that Jason Behrendorff has really not played a lot of matches, but they really see a lot of potential in this bloke, I reckon. Jason Behrendorff, he's right now doing duty in the IPL, as you all know. And as far as spinners are concerned, they have decided to go for Nathan Lyon, Graham Murphy, who is a very experienced bloke at that. And then they have Adam Zampa, who now is a very different type of bowler. I know that he has really learned his tricks of trade, and he knows now where exactly to bowl. He has a lot of variations, and I can tell you one thing: that Adam Zampa, the opposition would be seeing a different type of Adam Zampa this time in the World Cup. So that really brings an end as far as the World Cup is concerned. I mean, the World Cup squads were concerned. Now we have a look at the IPL game. So definitely this is not going to be in any greater detail. It will be a real skimmer, which I'm going to pass through right now due to shortage of time. As you know, I took a lot of time dwelling on the World Cup squad, so this is going to be a real skimmer here. So let's have a look at what happened in the. Just to give you the outcome, Royal Challengers Bangalore losing the match to the Mumbai Indians by 5 wickets. So Royal Challengers batted first, and if you look at the card there, Parthiv Patel made 28 of 20 balls, 4 fours and 1 6. Kohli was a victim. Now Kohli was very interesting to see that Kohli was really a sort of scheming was done as to how to get Virat Kohli out, and that was really good to see. Behrendorff was the one who actually picked up Virat Kohli's wicket. So let's have a look at the squad here. Not the squad, sorry. Look at the scores here. We are talking about the match, as I said. Let's have a look at how Virat Kohli got out, because that was very interesting. It was sort of an in-swinger, I suppose. So let's see what really comes up. So in the meanwhile, let's have a look at the board here. So Virat Kohli was out to the bowling of Behrendorff for 8. AB de Villiers was the one who really made things work out and really tackled the Mumbai Indians bowlers very well. But unfortunately, he was run out of Pollard, making 51 deliveries, which included 6 fours and 4 sixes. Moeen Ali thrashed 50 of just 32 deliveries, with 1 4 and 5 sixes in that. Other than that, Stoinis was out for not for 2, Negi for not, and Umesh Yadav was not out of not, Mohammad Siraj was not out of not, and also let us doff our hats to Lasith Malinga. Now this was Kohli's wicket. This ball from Jason Behrendorff was made his cut to the World Cup. Got the ball to jag back at Kohli. Kohli, as usual, is going for that expansive drive that he normally plays it on the up. But there was an extra bounce for this tall bowler, and Kohli was totally cut into half there as the inside edge took its way to the keeper, and the keeper made no mistake. So 171 for 7 on the board. In fact, the Mumbai Indians bowlers bowled, especially Lasith Malinga and Jasprit Bumrah, totally throttling the batting order, because they were doing a very good job at one stage. At 144, and Moeen Ali departed in the 18th over, but then they could only muster 26 runs. They were all out for, they made 171, but it was purely due to some very good death bowling from Lasith Malinga, showing that trade that he has. 4 overs, no made in 4 for 31. Bumrah was excellent, 4 overs, 1 made and none for 22. And I thought Royal Challengers Bangalore probably, if they had made, they could have definitely got something in the range of 200. It was not to be, due to this death bowling from Lasith Malinga and Jasprit Bumrah. Behrendorff 4 overs, 1 for 49, but he took the vital wicket of Virat Kohli. Hardik Pandya was 1 for 21. Chahar, the leggy, 4 overs, none for 31, and Krunal Pandya 1 over, no made and none for 10. Now Mumbai Indians, who were chasing this particular total of 172, well, they got starts, but they were definitely in with a chance, no doubt about it. There were good contributions. Quinton de Kock was into his element with his 40 of 26 deliveries, which included 5 fours and 2 sixes. Rohit Sharma made 28 of 19 deliveries with 2 fours and 2 sixes. Suryakumar Yadav 29 of 37, 2 fours and 1 6. Ishan Kishan smashed 21 of just 9 deliveries, which included 3 big sixes. And Krunal Pandya was out for 11. And suddenly, when the wickets fell, the score, when Krunal Pandya left the scene, the score read 148 in the 18th over. And just look at this. Krunal Pandya was out, and his brother Hardik Pandya had just entered the scene. And look what he did. He was already there with Krunal Pandya. And in the 18th over, Krunal Pandya departed in the 5th ball of the 18th over. So you could just imagine that the equation at that time was 24 runs to win of one delivery which was left. So basically you could say 13 deliveries. But Hardik Pandya just took the bowler Negi by the scruff of his neck and made sure that Mumbai Indians didn't require the final over, as he smashed him for 24 runs of the final over to bring an end to the proceedings, which had a Mumbai Indians winning by 5 wickets. Hardik Pandya smashing 2 sixes and 2 fours in that particular over, and he remained not out on 37 of 16 deliveries, 5 fours and 2 sixes. And Kieron Pollard was not out on not 172 for 5, and the Mumbai Indians were victorious. The bowling, Umesh Yadav. If you look at the bowling, the bowlers really received a bit of stick here from the Mumbai Indians batsman. Umesh Yadav was thrashed for 25 runs of 2 overs, especially Quinton de Kock climbing onto Umesh Yadav and Nitesh Shaini. 3 overs done for 34 for the young pace bowler. Mohammad Siraj 2 overs 1 for 21. Chahal was the pick of the bowlers, 4 overs 2 for 27. Moeen Ali did a very good job with the ball as well, 4 overs no maiden, 2 for 18. And Negi 4 overs done for 47. He had 3 overs for 23, I reckon, and he was smashed for 24 in the 19th over of the innings, and that gave the win to the Mumbai Indians. Now Hardik Pandya, one was really wondering, but if you look at the card, one was wondering whether Virat Kohli could have probably tossed the ball to any of the other bowlers. Now look at this, Moeen Ali and Vizendra Chahal had already exhausted their quota. Umesh Yadav had gone for 25 runs of 2 overs. Nitesh Shaini had disappeared for 34 runs. Siraj had gone for 21. Now, under these circumstances, one can't even tell anything about Virat Kohli's captaincy here, because I think there was only one option left for Virat Kohli, and that was this bloke Pawan Negi, the spinner. And one knows that Hardik Pandya is someone who can really thrash the spinners. He has that ability. One knows about it. I think Virat Kohli was absolutely left with no choice because all the other bowlers were very costly, and he had to punt on Negi actually getting in and clearing things for him. But he had to take a chance. He did it. It didn't work. Pandya went on to smash 24 runs and got the win for Mumbai Indians in the 19th over itself. So a great batting from Hardik Pandya, and that's about it. Sums up my daily cricket show for today. I know there's one more match which is coming up. I just need to look at it, but you can look at it on Twitter, on my Twitter page when I start tweeting about it. Well, dear fans and subscribers, it was a pleasure bringing you this cricket broadcast for you today, and I hope you all loved it, and it's about time for me to sign off on this show. Thank you.